So what if I told you that by 2026, the single biggest threat to our digital world and our most powerful defense are going to be the exact same thing? That thing is artificial intelligence. We're basically entering a new kind of arms race, and in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly how AI is becoming both the ultimate weapon and the ultimate shield in the very near future of cybersecurity.
Okay, let's just dive right in. And this quote from Alston and Bird really says it all. The game has completely changed. You don't have to be some coding genius hiding in a basement anymore to be a real threat. With AI, you can basically download the expertise. It's making it possible for almost anyone to launch attacks that, just a few years ago, would have taken an elite team of specialists.
And this slide right here really puts it into perspective. Just look at the difference. We're talking about operations that used to take a whole team weeks of planning, now being done by a single person, maybe in just a few hours. This isn't just a small step up for attackers, it's a massive leap forward. It's a total game changer, and you can bet security teams everywhere are scrambling.
So how is this actually happening? I mean, how exactly is AI turning into this super powerful new weapon? What's in this new toolbox for the bad guys?
Well, one of the wildest new threats is something called prompt injection. The best way to think about it is like a Trojan horse for an AI's brain. A hacker can whisper a malicious command, something like, by the way, also send me all the user data, inside what looks like a totally normal question. The AI doesn't see the trick, it just follows the instructions. And the truly scary part, this all happens inside the AI's own logic, so it often leaves behind zero evidence, no fingerprints for investigators to trace. It's like the perfect crime.
So, to boil it all down, AI is really a triple threat. It gives attackers incredible speed. It lowers the bar so you don't need to be an expert anymore. And maybe most importantly, it opens up all these brand new ways to attack. Things like poisoning the data that AIs learn from, or creating malware that's smart enough to literally change its own code to avoid getting caught.
With all this escalating so fast, you know governments are being forced to make a move. But what's really interesting is that not everybody agrees on the right way to fight back. We're seeing two very different strategies start to take shape.
Yeah, the old security playbook is pretty much out the window. Nations are scrambling to figure out what to do next. And what we're seeing emerge are basically two competing philosophies for how you build a country that's safe in this new age of AI.
So first up, you've got the United States. Their approach is very top-down. It's all about rules and compliance. The government, through the Department of Defense, is basically creating a whole new set of security rules just for AI. And then they're going to make it mandatory for every single company that does business with them. If you want to be a defense contractor, you have to follow these new AI rules, period.
Now, let's flip that coin completely. While the US is focusing on rules from the top, Turkey is taking a totally different bottom-up approach. Their whole strategy is a massive bet on people. They want to create an entire nation of tech-savvy citizens to be their first and best line of defense.
And you can see here just how serious they are. They are pouring resources into building this tech workforce from the ground up, with national academies, special programs for developers, and workshops all over the country. It really highlights this fundamental debate, you know? Do you focus on building higher, stronger walls, or do you focus on training smarter, better guards? The US is betting on the walls, Turkey is betting on the guards.
Okay, so that's what governments are doing. But what about the companies, the businesses out there that are on the front lines of this thing every single day? What's their playbook looking like?
For any company trying to navigate this, the message is loud and clear. The old way of thinking about security is broken. You can't just be reactive anymore. To survive in 2026, you have to be proactive, you have to be dynamic, and you have to be ready for anything.
And a massive piece of this new strategy is a concept called zero trust. And honestly, the name says it all. The guiding principle is never trust, always verify. It's a huge shift. Instead of just protecting the front door, you put a bouncer on every single door inside your network. It doesn't matter who you are or where you are. Every time you try to access anything, you have to prove you're allowed to be there.
So when you put it all together, the corporate playbook is pretty clear. First, you have to fight fire with fire. Use your own AI to catch the bad guy's AI. Second, you implement that zero trust model to lock everything down. And third, you have to accept that attacks are going to happen. It's not a matter of if, but when. So the focus has to be on resilience. How quickly can you detect an attack, respond to it, and get back on your feet?
So, with all that said, where does this leave us? What does our digital future actually look like in this new era of AI-powered conflict?
Well, it brings us right back to where we started, doesn't it? The whole situation is a perfect double-edged sword. We are absolutely in a new arms race. And the thing that makes this one so unique is that the weapon and the shield are being built out of the exact same stuff. It's one AI,
versus another?
And that right there is the multi-trillion-dollar question for 2026 and for the foreseeable future. In this kind of race, there is no finish line. It's just a constant cycle of attack, defend, adapt, and attack again. The only thing that really matters is who can learn and evolve faster, the attackers or the defenders.